So we're back on the third module here on scanning. We're going to be talking about scanning through TradeStation and then also through stock charts. Okay, stock charts everybody can use. It's online. It's free. It won't cost you any money, and it's a pretty good resource for free. You should be able to scan by toss, I would think, and I also use UpData, but nobody in here uses UpData, so I didn't think it would be add much value to show you how to scan in UpData, but I'll do a supplemental video and put it in there if any of you guys are interested in UpData. I know I use it. NinjaTrader, I don't know if you can scan for NinjaTrader, but if you don't have NinjaTrader, you can always just use stock charts. So in TradeStation, here's how I do it for TradeStation. I right click and I go Format Analysis Techniques, and then I add the Ichimoku Cloud Study, and then I resize the heading, and then I sort. So here's what that looks like. So when I right click on radar screen, I go Format All Analysis Techniques. I come down here and I look for Ichimoku Cloud, and then I move that over to the right hand side. I hit Add, and then I hit OK. Now when I do that, this comes up and there's these weird headings up here that I never use, so I always just resize them. And then I can go trend direction, price location, and then the direction of the cloud span. Okay, so really what you want to know is it above or below the cloud? Is it going in the cloud? And that's the information that you're looking for. Is it in the cloud, above the cloud, new above, new below, or in? So TradeStation, I can format that, and I can double click that column, and it'll say, all right, it'll do it based upon the stage that I'm looking for. And that way I can kind of scan through all the futures, the stocks, everything that I'm looking for. It makes it super, super easy. And you just have to know how to manipulate a little bit. It's not hard to use at all. Now, if you don't have Ichimoku Cloud on your TradeStation, here's what you need to do. You go to Help, and then you go About TradeStation. I've got About TradeStation 9.1. I've got TradeStation 9.1 Update 18. TradeStation 9.1 Update 18. Hubert, can you or someone show us how to set it up in TOS? Were you talking about the Ichimoku indicator? Yeah, I definitely can. We definitely can do that. I'll have. I think there's some people that we're going to pick one or two people and have them do that and send us videos. The scan, I don't know how to do it on TOS. I'm sure somebody may know how to do it in TOS. If we don't know how to do it, we'll find somebody that does, and we'll do a recording. Okay. So let's get back to the scanning mechanism here. So that's how you scan in TradeStation. How you scan in stock charts is pretty easy too, and if you don't have the ability, whatever your data provider is, then just use stock charts. It'll still save you tons of time. So what you're going to do is on the right-hand side of the home page, you're going to go to Predefined Scan Results, and then you're going to, under Candlestick Patterns, you're going to look for Ichimoku Patterns, and then from Ichimoku Patterns, there's going to be Entering the Cloud, Moved Above the Cloud, Moved Below the Cloud, and the cloud turning green, and or the cloud turning red. Those are their standard ones for their free scanning tool. The paid one may have more, may have less. I don't know. I'm not a paid member of their site. I'm just showing you a very inexpensive way to scan if you don't have powerful tools. Then you're going to click on the number to the left and sort it. So here's what it looks like. So if you go to stockcharts.com, and it's stockcharts.com, S-T-O-C-K, charts, C-H-A-R-T-S.com. And I think this is Murphy's site. Then what you're doing, see the red arrow that says Predefined Scan Results? You're going to click right there. Now, check this out. You've got these in your PDF. So if you ask me, like, whoa, you're going too fast, it's in your PDF on your resource. So all you got to do is it's review to the PDF, and you'll have all these slides. Okay, and then I'm going to actually go over there to the website and show you how to do it in real time too. So you click on Predefined Scan Results, which then takes you to this page, and you're going to scroll down to where it says Ichimoku Patterns. Ichimoku Patterns, and then here you can see you've got Entering the Cloud. There's 267 people, or 267 different charts that have entered the cloud. There's 239 that have moved above the cloud. There's 128 that have moved below the cloud. There's 112 that have the cloud has turned to green, and 65. And then it'll break it down for you over here based upon the exchange and stuff like that if you're interested in that type of stuff. Okay, pretty easy on TOS as well. they tell me. So you should be good to go there. Now, once you're here, you can see that this scan generated us REGN, RL, SPG, ESS, RE. So what I sort is I just sort for the close price. If it's something that's got a decent price, it's probably going to have decent volume. Okay, so I sort by close and make sure it's got decent volume. So then what you're going to do is you're going to click on this first chart symbol right here. And then that chart symbol is going to come up like this. So I'm going to write this symbol down for you. So it's going to be REGN, okay? All right, and then it's going to bring up this chart, and what you're going to do is in the overlays on the chart, come down here and hit this drop down and go Ichimoku 92652, and then click this button that says Update. And then it'll make this chart look like that. And then you can see REGN. What would REGN be now that you are a proficient Ichimoku chartist? What would that mean to you? What would REGN mean to you? Is it a buy? Is it a sell? Is it a what? No, it's not. It's not bearish. It's bullish. Buy on the bounce off the cloud. Could be a buy. Could be a buy. Now, what you could do is you could put a parabolic SAR. You could go back here and you could put a parabolic SAR on one of these, and that would even help you out even more. Yep. It's kissing the cloud. That cloud should act like support. So what you could do is you could wait until the blue line crossed the red line for a buy signal. You could wait for a parabolic SAR to give you a signal. Either one of those should treat you okay. Okay. So what I would do, as opposed to doing that charting service, I would just chart it. So I would say REGN. So there you go. So this is what you'd want to do is you would want to align underneath instead of on top with the parabolic SAR here. You'd want a line underneath it down here. Okay. You could also want the yellow to cross the purple. So it's going to have to bounce just a little bit more before it's an official long. But overall, it's not bad. Lag line hook. Well, it's not a lag line hook unless it comes down here and touches. Okay. If it comes down here and touches the cloud, then it'll hook. That's considered a lag line hook. I missed a couple of minutes when you came back. Are you using the radar screen in TradeStation to scan or the scanner function? I'm using the radar screen scan function is what I do. And I just place the indicator. I just place the indicator on it, and it looks like this right here on TradeStation. And I just apply it, and then I sort by the filter mechanism that I'm looking for in the cloud, new above, new below, that type of stuff. Jerry, you got it? I am not getting the cloud on stock charts. Isn't this a parabolic sell on REGN? Yes, it is right now. That's a good question. All right, so yes, it's a sell, right? You'd have to wait. So it's in the cloud. You'd have to wait until you get a blue dot below. Let me make these dots bigger. So yes, this is your first signal that, all right, it's in a valid uptrend, right? That's a valid uptrend stock. That thing acts well. It slammed into the cloud, jumping off of it. Wait for the parabolic SAR to go underneath the price action, not above it. I'm not getting the cloud on stock charts. Okay. Oh, wait just a minute. Let me make sure that I don't have anything else to go over with you guys. Oh, let's scan. All right, so now it's telling me let's scan, let's go live. All right, so now what we're going to do, let's go to, I'm going to get a new browser. Everybody should have stock charts, so let's use that. STOCKSCHARTS. Now, there's several hundred people in here, so it's probably going to be very painful to do this if we're all doing it at the same time. So if we go to stockcharts.com, we go to stockcharts.com, and then we go over here to where it says predefined scan results. Does everybody see that, where it's at? Right here, predefined scan results. Click that. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to scan down. Scroll down here. You're going to go through Bullish technical indicators. There's 107 new bullish ones. That's good. Bearish technical indicators. You're going to go through that. You're going to come all the way down here to the candlestick patterns. You're going to look for all the way down at the bottom here where it says Ichimoku patterns. And let's say you were interested in the ones that were entering the cloud. Okay? Then I would click that number. Now, this is the thing here. You can see it's done by NYC, NASDAQ, Amex, over-the-counter, TSE, TSXV, mutual funds. So in this example, we'll say entering the cloud. All right? And when you do that, then it brings up this list. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort it by the close price. So I'm going to go over here and click on the close price. And now you can see REGN is there. And this is the same exact way that I found CBS, if you're wondering. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to click the first chart here, which is going to bring up this chart. And then what you could do is you would go under overlays, you would go Ichimoku Cloud. For the second one, make it none, or you could say Parabolic SAR, make your life easier, and then hit update. And now you should have, there's the Ichimoku, and there's the Parabolic SAR. Is everybody good to go? Pretty simple, right? Now, if you go back to the scan, you could scan more stuff. Easy once you know how. Exactly. Easy once you know how. That's right. I'd say that a lot. It's easy. It is easy once you know how, yes. So, that's the course in a nutshell right there. That's Ichimoku. That's all you really need to know. All the rest of the stuff is just subtle nuances and little tricks and stuff like that. That's the course right there in a nutshell. So now what we're going to do is we're going to spend the rest of the time going through these scans, 5 minutes to learn, a lifetime to master. On REGN, the parabolic is above the closing candle, so this wouldn't be a buy then. No, Jim, you'd want to wait. This would be a watch list trade. This would be like it's in the cloud. And we will keep a close eye on REGN. Yes, exactly. Great question. If people don't hit the update after the overlays, they don't show up. Yeah, you have to hit the update button. What about futures? I don't trade stocks. Oh, dude, this works on futures wonderfully. And I'm going to go through every futures that we have. What about mixing different methods to optimize entry like 10-day SMA day and Ichimoku hourly and 10-minute? I guess you can, Michael. I mean, you can mess with it as all you want. I don't think there's anything wrong with messing with stuff. I missed most of the course due to work. Did you talk about using this to buy options? Bill, I haven't, but in the volume 2 or volume 3 of Ichimoku, I'll definitely add that for you on how to use it for options. There's specific, a lot of good, really good, profitable options traders love using Ichimoku because it's got some advantages that other technical analysis tools don't. Can we look at HAS? All right, so let's do this. I'm going to do the predefined scan. We're going to use this scan that we just set up. Does everybody know how we did this scan? And we're going to go through a lot of these. All right, so it's going to be off to the right-hand side of the chart, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll bring in TradeStation, and we'll look at a lot of these charts, okay? But before we do that, let's take a look at, I'm going to rearrange TradeStation here just a little bit. Let's go right-click, copy, and I'm going to make a new workspace really quickly just to make all of our lives a little bit easier. Let's go daily, copy, paste, window. We're going to make this one the 60-minute. Okay. And then we'll make a 10-minute one. And then we'll do 10 minutes here. Okay, so now we know that REGN is probably a decent, why do people try to call me at the close? It makes no sense at all. All right, So we know we've got a long signal, a potential long signal on REGN on a daily. On the 60-minute, do we have a buy signal yet? Yes or no? We'll save this too. Let's call this Cloud D6010. No, so we don't. But on the 10-minute, do we have it? We do have it on the 10-minute. But obviously it's a smaller time frame. So I would wait until the hourly confirmed and the 10-minute confirmed. The 10-minute, if you want to do a scalp, you could be long at 238, and you could have, obviously it's trading at 242. So the next symbols here is on the list is RL. But before we do that, let's do this. We're going to go at YM. Is the YM, is it in an uptrend or a downtrend? How do you get this thing pegged? Anytime you trade stocks, you should always start with futures first. Always start with futures first. The underlying price of a stock, 70% of it is attributed to the underlying futures. So I would say, Dow looks good, even though everybody's like, oh my God, it's going lower. And, even to me, to a certain extent, I'm like, hey, we got a sell signal here, got a sell signal here. Looks like I thought it was going to at least tag the cloud. It's not even tagging the cloud. So you got a nice little long signal here on the Dow. Okay. So let's take a look. What does the Dow 60-minute look like? So if you were trading today on the Dow, where would your signal have been? It wouldn't have been today, right? It'd have been yesterday. Above the cloud and the lag line above the cloud. So you'd have been long yesterday, and it ran up really good. And then what happened? Then what happened is it ran up, pulled back, ran up again. Look at there. Where did it stop at? A little odd, right? Weird. Mystical. It bounced right off the cloud. So that looks good. So now let's drill down just a little bit further. Let's go to a 10-minute. So on the 10-minute today, you had it crossing above the price action here, cloud above the price action. You have the cloud above back here. You have the lagging line back here above. So, you had all kinds of good stuff overnight. And then here at the open, it all looked good. Overall, you had good, good, good. So that's how you drill down. So now I'm going to change this back to a daily. Okay. So let's go at ES. So at ES looks about the same, right? Looks good. If we change this back over to a 60-minute, looks about the same. And the good thing about TradeStation, I can kind of do this all at once. I can tie all these windows together really quickly and just say, now I can do multi-time frame analysis. And there's the 60, and then here's the 10. So we can say that the Dow looks good, the S&P looks good. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ looks good on the daily. Oh, I need to make this a daily. The daily on the NASDAQ looks really good. You got a buy signal, really good there. If you wanted to buy the NASDAQ, you could buy it right now at $29.91. Your stop loss would be around $29.71, so you're not using crazy stops. If you're going to do it on a 10-minute chart, you'd use even a tighter stop. Okay, so let's take a look at the Russell at TF. Okay, so now on the Russell, same exact trade setup, nice and long. Now here's a little bit of difference though. Notice what the Russell did. Did you a favor? What was the favor it did you? Look at that. What did it do? Good solid uptrend. Slam. Jumped, just slammed right into some good old support and bounced out of there real good. So it acts well off of the clouds. So that's a good signal. You can see that the 60-minute on the Russell looks solid, right? It looks really good. Price action's above the cloud. Been above the cloud since 613 and acting like a champ. Looking really good, going higher. Even the 10-minute looking good. So the Russell looks good. We looked at the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Russell. Let's take a look at gold. So what's gold doing? How you got gold pegged? What happens if bad news happens? Bad news happens. I mean, it's part of the gig. I try not to. I believe it or not, there's no news in this office. I would say gold is down. Gold is definitely down. On the daily, you have a parabolic SAR. You have the crossing line here. Look, you've got the cross up and the cross down. The cloud's red. Price action's lower. Parabolic SAR. On the hourly on gold, what happened last night? Look here. Sell signal there. Lagging line here. What do you got there? You got a D6010. Sell, sell, and then what do you got here on the 10-minute? Look at there. And another sell. So if the tight stop loss, or I say the wide stop losses scare you, look. This would be a 7-point stop loss, which is a big stop loss intraday on gold. So you can go down to a 10-minute. Now you're talking about just about a 3-point stop loss. And that'll do you much better. Silver's going to be the same picture. So here's silver down. It's not as weak as gold, but it still looks nasty. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at crude oil at CL. So here's an interesting one because this market's been a little sloppy and choppy, right? I would say that's sideways. But it's sideways, but if you use your brain, you can skin this cat. How you going to skin it? What's the best signal to take that's going to keep you the safest? When the price action goes above the cloud and when the lagging line also gets there. Okay? And you have a parabolic SAR buy signal. So 2 or 3 days ago, we recommend buying crude and having a target of 98 on it. And then we had a target of 99 and then 100. So on the daily, it still looks like it's got room to the high side. Then you come over here on the 60-minute. And look here what you got. Here's where we recommended the crude. Okay. On the crude here, you had the price action above, the lagging line crossed. Here's the price action looking good. Now notice how the cloud is acting as support as you're going up. Notice how it works. And then if you want to dig down a little bit further, you can do a 10-minute. So it's working out really good. So let's do at US. This is one of the trades that I do a lot. And I did it specifically last night, twice. So on the daily, which way do you have bonds pegged? It was one of the examples that I used in the course too. So the daily's down, the cloud's down, the price action's down, the price action's below the cloud, the lagging line's below the cloud. The 60-minute, what do you look on the 60-minute? Well, based on today's 60-minute, price is below, cloud's red, lag line's below. So you had a short signal at 139.24 30 seconds. That looks good. And then the 10-minute, you got a little bit of bounce action. But overall, last night I was in a couple trades here where I caught this piece of this, and it continues to go a little bit lower. So bonds look like they're going to go continuing lower, lower, and then lower. At NG for Natty Gas. Natty Gas on a daily, what do you got? Ooh, Widowmaker. Widowmaker. So you've got the clouds red. The price action is below the cloud. What is this right here? Widowmaker. You see it right there? Widowmaker. It's like a weight unless you like pain. Is what that's a lag. That's a lagging hook with a W, which either means weight or Widowmaker, whichever one you want to call it. It is nasty. So natural gas is probably going to bounce. The cloud will probably act as resistance for it, but it's one where you're just like. Jan says, hook, 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 bad news. Exactly. Do you use Ichimoku to validate the overnight bond trade? You don't have to, but it's a good system if you don't have a really good feel for trading bonds. It's a great way to do it. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So what other futures markets would you like to? Let's take a look at corn really quick, and then we'll start scanning some stocks. So here on corn, you can see corn is shifted above. So here you have a new fresh long signal. See? So corn's above at 637 and 2/8. Corn is along. The price action's above. Parabolic SAR, and look, the lagging line's above. So you're good to go here on corn. So it looks really good. ESE Mini. I already did the E Mini. S&P is the same thing as E Mini. There's no sense in doing them both. The E Mini is the S&P. It's the same thing. I swear. I swear it's the same thing. Let's take a look at beans, soybeans at S. So beans look really good. Uptrend, valid, good, strong uptrend. Looks way stronger than corn. The 60 minutes in question, though. 60 minute has not crossed, has not confirmed in the 10 minutes. So you're going to get a little bit of pullback here on soybeans. Wait until the 60 and the 10 agree. What are you calling Casey? Casey at Casey. Calling it coffee? All right, continuous on coffee. Starbucks looks like it may. If coffee's going down, Starbucks will go up. If you look here, you've got a nice little bearish signal in coffee. Looks lower. The 60-minute looks lower, and the 10-minute has not confirmed, so you'd have to wait for that. But overall, coffee, a good little short trade. Looks good. Looks good short. Oh, you're very welcome. HG, at HG for copper. Continuous action on copper. Good little sell signal here into the cloud. Rolled back over. Continuous signal on a 60-minute, good short. And a 10-minute is also a good short on copper. So copper looks lower. So we'll do stocks last. Let's do some currencies. For currencies, I'm going to keep it simple. At EC. Okay. What's the euro telling you? Really? Now, check this out. You've had a class for 3 hours, and how quick can you tell exactly what the market's doing now? Like, you should be able to do it like that, right? You can just, now, the parabolic SAR will definitely mess with you, so I'm going to remove that from this just because it'll, there. It's a little bit cleaner that way. But really, I mean, how quick can you now figure out which way the market, or you should now know which way you should play the market? So EC is a good long. You can get long on a 60-minute or a 10-minute and play the EC, right? So let's look at the Japanese yen. Japanese yen, okay, great example. What is this? This is if you want to be aggressive and lose money, go ahead and get long now on the yen, or you could wait for what? What is that? Lag hook? Lag hook? Lag hook. Now remember, when the lag line gets across the cloud, you wait for 3 bars. So you wait. So everybody that's getting it on the other side, now if you got long down here in the end of May, obviously you're loving life, right? But if we want to establish that this was been in a nice little daily trend, which it has been, right? I mean, that's a good little trend there on the yen, all right, in the Japanese yen. Let's say we wanted to retrace a lot of that. Well, we're going to wait until that lagging line gets above that cloud and there's 3 candles up there to support us. Does the Japanese, it's the same as the 6J, yeah. I'm just doing it on currency futures. It's going to be the exact same. So if I go 6J at 6J, should be, I don't know what the symbol is for that on trade. I think it's 6E. Is it 6E on TradeStation? At 6E. Nope. I don't know what the symbol is. 6J. 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 Yeah, there you go. Nope, doesn't work for TradeStation. It's got to have something associated with it. Yeah. So let's go Aussie dollar. So I'm just doing the currency futures, which is the same thing as the spot forex. It's just it's going to look identical. Unrelated question, why is there no standardization on symbols? Yeah, definitely, I have no clue, Jeffrey. Who knows? They don't standardize it because they don't have to. So if you look at the Aussie dollar, you can see good short signal here in the Aussie, good short signal. If we kind of tie this all together here on the Aussie, the 60-minute is a sell. The 10 minutes not yet, but the 60 looks good. Now if we look at the loonie, Canadian dollar is a mess. You leave the loonie alone. It's not above the cloud, It's in a mess. When the price action and the lagging line is in the cloud, confusion abound. Leave alone. Okay. Let's go at British pound. Cable. So cable, you got a good little long here. You got a good long price action above, lagging line above. You just need to get a 60-minute and a 10-minute signal in order to be good. Called loony for a reason. Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's go back to our scans. So we're going to use the scans from stock charts. Okay. REGN, RL, SPG, ESS, RE. Let's do that. Before I do that, do you guys want me to take a look at any other stocks that you have before we start looking for some of these here? Because I will if you've got questions on them, if you want some advice. HAS is one we're in the portfolio. I don't think we're stopped out on it yet. We are short Hasbro on the anticipation it going lower. It has not. It's probably going to stop us out. If we can get it below the cloud and we can get this thing hooked down for us, we'll probably be okay. But as of right now, it looks like it's going to take our lunch money and run. Look, ain't looking good for the home team on that trade. Caterpillar is a short. It got up in the cloud and it's going lower, and the lagging line is still below the cloud. So Caterpillar looks like a good short. You just wait for a 60-minute signal and a 10-minute signal. Overall, Caterpillar looks more negative than it does positive. Now, here's the thing. If the Dow goes up, what will Caterpillar do? It will scream Caterpillar kicking and dragging if the Dow goes up. Okay. NLY, great short. Short signal here, short signal here, short signal here. On the 60-minute, it's a little convoluted. It's a little messy. So you don't have a clear signal on the 60 and the 10. On the daily, you do have a good solid signal, though. EEM. Good sell signal below the cloud. Lagging line below. In the 60-minute, it's in the cloud. So that'll probably be a good sell signal. 10-minute is not confirming, but it still looks really good. Visa on the daily, really good, massive long. That looks great. Notice how it's performing around the cloud. Watch. After it crossed the cloud, touch almost here. Really good consolidation here on support. Bounced here. Looks really good. Visa looks phenomenal. So that looks really good. The 60 minutes looks great. The 10-minute from 182 is a good long. So Visa looks great. Googleicious, GOOG. Google obviously looks wonderful. Above the cloud, good little hook. It's almost going to give you a flip flop. See how see how it's going to how the lines are going to. It's going to give you a crisscross here. There's the criss, and then you cross. The 60-minute looks really good, and the 10-minute also looks really, really strong. So crisscross is looking good. Yahoo, YHOO, I believe. Yep, YHOO. Looks really good. Looks like you're going to get a little crisscross action here. Daily looks good. It's close to that support. Overall, it's in a good uptrend. The 60-minute looks good. The 10-minute looks just okay. BAC, Bank of America. Looks pretty solid. You got a little criss. You're waiting for the cross. 60-minute looks appealing at this point, but it has not officially crossed over the lag line, has not crossed the cloud. So looks like it's going to trade sideways for just a little bit. FDX. FDX is a mess. Leave it alone. FedEx, it's in the cloud, lagging line. I don't love it. I mean, overall, it's. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. It's danger. Will Robinson. Monsanto, it's not clear. If it's not a clear picture, I don't want to mess with it. Monsanto is. That's a mess, too. The price action's in the cloud. Lagging line is above the cloud, but FedEx and Monsanto I'd just leave alone for a little bit. Let them work theirself out. TSO looks good. Price action above the cloud, lagging line above the cloud. The 60-minute is sitting there saying it looks nasty, so you're going to have to wait for the 60 to jump across the creek and confirm it with the 10. QIHU. QIHU. That's a new one. Looks phenomenal. QIHU, which is Quanho 360 Technologies. Looks like a good solid uptrend. The 60-minute looks great. The 10-minute looks pretty good as of the 17th. Really good, man. I like it. That's a good looking trade. Good looking trade. I'll write that one down. QIHU. Google should be clear. Is it? Yeah, Google's clear. TLT is going to be the same thing as the bonds. Downward. The 60 minutes in the cloud's probably a good short into the cloud here. Also with the parabolic SCR, you could short TLT at 130 or 113.30. You could use a stop loss of 113.69. Looks good. I like it lower. DDD. DDD looks like a really good long. The price action is above the cloud. The lagging line is above the cloud. The 60 looks good. The 10-minute is a little slow, but overall not bad. ISRG. Leave it alone. So you see how I'm making the judgment call, and it's really not. It's objective. It's not subjective. It's a mess. It's a mess. Here would I have a stock question like Google? Okay, all right, I'm almost down there to you. Hold on just a second. VCRA did VMW. VMW? Or did you mean BMW? No, you probably meant this one. VMware. VMW on the daily looks like a good short. Good short. If you compare that to the 60-minute. 60 minutes weird just because it's not giving you a clear-cut signal. Now, it was really clear on 522 that got you short and should be keeping you short. The 10 minutes a little jacked up. But VMware looks like a good short. What means blue cloud and price action below? A blue cloud and the price action below would just be weird. It might mean your default chart settings are just a little jacked up. Oh, you could do this. Are you talking about this? Where the price action is down here, but the cloud's blue. But usually you won't have a price action below and the price action and the cloud blue unless you're starting to shift something around. Do all three daily 60-10 have to confirm before you make a trade? No, it doesn't have to. Doesn't have to at all. TGT. Target looks good. You got a good little bounce off the cloud here. So price action into the cloud, bounce. I would wait for the 60-minute to give you a good long signal, but overall target looks good. MCD, I think we already did that one. MCD, we already covered that one. It's below the cloud, but you got a little lag line hook, so you got to be careful on MCD. PCLN, price line looks great. Up move here. 60-minute looks good. 10-minute price line looks phenomenal. It's going to go through 850. ExxonMobil will probably look just like oil. Yep, it does. You got a long signal here. The lagging line is above. The 60-minute looks pretty good. Doesn't look great, but looks pretty good. And the 10-minute looks pretty good too. So ExxonMobil is a good long. CRM's a good solid short. Price action below the cloud. Lagging line below the cloud. 60 minutes is a short. Wait for the 10-minute to confirm. But overall, I mean, you could short CRM at 38.26 and probably use 39.5 as a stop, and you'd be okay. Hubert, I'm almost starting to feel sorry for institutions. They aren't getting my money anymore, and I don't think they'll get any of your other students' money. That's funny, Mary Ellen. That's good. I mean, you don't need institutions to trade. All you just need is some good old-fashioned common sense and know how to manage risk is all. Money management is the key. The suckiest joke on Wall Street is why they call brokers brokers, because they make you broker. I mean, this is not the hardest business in the world to do. Most of it is, the hardest part is like, no, it's going to come back. Those guys are to have the hard part. Like, no, I know. No, Goldman Sachs told us to push this on you, and it's a great deal. I know it's half of what it was when you bought it 3 months ago, but it's coming back. The brokers have the hard part. They have to sell you and con you into thinking that the stuff's coming back when they have to push whatever inventory that their overhead corporations tell them to push. I did ISRG HLF. All right, HLF looks really good. It looks like it's got a good up move. The 60-minute is positive since 45, and the 10-minute looks kind of stale, but overall it looks really good. IP. On IP, a little bit of a mess. Stay away from IP because you got a little hook, little lag line hook, right? It's just, I'm not saying it doesn't look good. Overall, it's in a good uptrend, but it's in a weird spot, so just be careful. CTRP. Oh, phenomenal. Looks good. Looks good on a daily. Looks good on a 60, and the 10-minute does not look bad at all. Looks good. If the day trend is up, the 60 minutes has not confirmed, but the 10-minute has confirmed. Can you take the 10-minute trade and hold it for 2 to 4 hours? Yes, you can win. Great idea. You can definitely do that. TBF, we have got a situation here on TBF. Looks like a decent long. The price action is above the cloud. The lagging line is above the cloud. The 60 minutes a little weird just because it's going a little sideways. It's not great, but it don't act terrible. ISRG, I did that one. NIC, is that a trade or are you talking to me? I think it's a trade. Oh, that's a nice little long. Let me see what that looks like here. That's not bad. I like that. I mean, it's a little messy, but it's not terrible. Price action's above the cloud, lagging line above. It's got some overhead resistance around probably 38-ish. Overall, it looks good, though. The hourly looks good, and the 10-minute looks solid. It's a little thin volume-wise, probably, is what it looks like. Hubert, I have a stock question like Google you said is great. How do you find an entry so we get in at a turning? Okay, great question. Goog. All right, so on Google, if you're on Google and you're sitting here going, okay, Hubert, you said Google looks great. That doesn't mean anything to me. How do I trade it? Well, here's what you do. On a 60-minute or a 10-minute, pick your poison. As soon as the price action went above the cloud, and as soon as you get the lagging line above the cloud, then you could enter on a 60-minute and use that parabolic SAR as your trailing stop. If 60 minutes scares you, go to a 10-minute and go, okay, here you had a gap up situation on Google, which told you get long and use this as your stop loss, and you had one heck of a trade right there. Here you had another one, gap up and hold. Either one of those strategies will work, okay? You had it was back here as 416 too. You had the price action above the cloud, and then you had confirming from the lagging. So it's been a long since 614 on the 10-minute. Can you use this and choose which side to play with orbs and ignore the opposite trade? Would that match it? Yep, you could do that too. So you could say Google is in a daily uptrend, right? Then I could come over here and just hit orbs really quick and go Google. Okay? And then I can do, I only want to do long side trades. I can go long here. Would have got stopped out that day. Would have went long here. Target 1 got hit. Target 2 almost got hit. And then today, target entry, target 1 and target 2 got hit. You can definitely do that. That's a good strategy too. Really, really good way to do it. Is price action if price action is too far from the cloud, is that a signal to be careful about entering the trade? It's not so much a question a question of entering the trade. What it will tell you is, yeah, I mean, nothing can sustain something that's crazy, right? Like REGN, if it's so far away from the cloud, then what you can do is you can wait for a cross, right? It can either go cross the standard line right here. The price action can cross the standard line. If it does it, it's probably going to tag the cloud. If you get a crisscross where the yellow crosses the purple, probably going to touch the cloud. So what it tells you is like, hey, if you want to wait, if you don't want to do the 60 or the 10, wait for on the daily for it to pull back, and then you'll probably buy it at a discount. Is orbs available or still in beta mode? It's not in beta mode anymore. It is officially done. We just haven't launched it yet. And I've got a call with Mark today at the close. Will orbs be available? It will be available within the next 30 days or less. And it'll probably be much less. Can you look at WILL? Where is WILL? Is it WLL? WLL. Looks okay, but look what you got. That's the danger, Will Robinson. You got a tick, a lag line hook. You see it right there? See it right here? That's danger right there. Danger. I would stay away from it. Yeah, that stock's a mess too. You stay away from it. Unless you're already in it, which you probably are, but I wouldn't initiate a new trade in that thing. That creature looks... She didn't look like the easiest thing in the world to play with. I think I've got... would you give one more day of the trade on the hourly consolidation at US CAD? So let me go US CAD. So you want me to do this? US... Canadian dollar, maybe Aussie dollar, / Aussie dollar. Is this the cross you want? Or is it USD / Canadian dollar? Just give me the symbol here. US / Canadian dollar. I might have to find it. And all my symbols here. Let me just do the Looney. Looney will give you the same signal. Is this one your... Oh, USD CAD. All right. USD CAD. There you go. All right. So this is the one you're looking at. So all right. So you've got... That's a good find. Who found that? Who did that question right there? Bob. Good find, Bob. Good find. If you look here, you've got the price action above the cloud, right? The lagging line was already above right here. So when that was above, then you had 3 above it. So what this is happening is the lagging line's coming back down into the cloud, and it should be support. So, it's a little bit messy, but when this crossed above, you already had 3 above, and now it's doing the pullback thing. I would buy it. I would use a tight stop loss on it and let the yellow line cross back through the purple. You've got some good support here. It's saying that the future price action's probably going to be around 103 or around 10. Let me see where it would be. Around 102.25.12, about in that area. So it could go to the yellow and the pink conversion there. NZDJPY. Oh, that's a good solid sell signal there on the New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen. Good sell signal on the daily. The 60-minute doesn't agree yet, but it will. And then the 10-minute. All right, so let's go through some scans like on our stock charts. Okay? If managing pensions ETFs with very long-term trades, would you manage with a stop below cloud and then just stay with overall trend, exit if short, long only, and lag line cross on the 3rd-day roll? If I was doing that, I would still probably use the parabolic SAR. But if you're doing super, super long term, there's nothing wrong with the bottom of the cloud, Brian. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah. I would ignore all sell signals in a valid uptrend. All right, so from our scan, does everybody know how we're doing the scans? We've already established the scans. We did it by the close price, and now we're going through REG, RL, SPG. We're just going to go through them one by one, and this will reinforce what's going on. Okay, so we're going to go REGN. Good solid setup. All right, so I'm going to put the parabolic SAR back on. Get a big one. Big old dot. There we go. All right, so we don't have a valid long signal yet, but it's looking good. So what do you like about this trade setup? I like about the trade setup that it's in a valid uptrend. That's a valid uptrend. It's slammed down into support. One thing I don't like is, you see this nice little sell-off here? This is an ambush. See that ambush? Sold off hard, retraced, sold off hard again. So we may not get a bounce. So if we wait, that'll make us safer. Overall, it doesn't look bad, but we need a parabolic buy signal right now. If you wanted to jump the gun, you could. You'd have to jump the gun on a 10-minute candle because the hourly has not yet confirmed yet. Not today anyway. It did days before. Next one is going to be RL, which is Ralph Lauren. Here you have. All right, here you go. Here you go. Here's a decent little trade setup. First, is it in a valid uptrend or downtrend? It's kind of a little bit of a funkitis there. It's not in a super uptrend, but it doesn't act terrible. But you've got a good little cloud penetration. You've got the parabolic, or the lagging line is above the cloud, and a parabolic buy signal. So that's not bad. So Polo, Ralph Lauren, is a good little buy here. If you did it on a 60-minute, you could buy it at 178. Your stop loss would be 177.03. If you can never find those things, you can always just do a line there, 176.93. So overall, that's not bad. That's a good little trade. All right. Now we're going to go to SPG. All right, SPG is, let's take a look at SPG. SPG, oh, this is a good trade. Tell me what you like about this trade. You tell me what you see in this trade. What do you see? Long or short? I like it where the price action went below the cloud. Did you get any confirmation from the old lag line? No, not yet. But it slammed right back into what? Overhead resistance, which is the cloud. You know, it did not confirm that it was going lower, but it did go a little bit lower, and then it's jumping. See, so what did this thing get you down here? When this price action is down here, and you're like, woohoo, yeah, SPG's going to zero. At 160, you were thinking that's the best short in the world. And what the lag line do? Said, hook. Sorry, sucker. Yep. Looks like a good short, though. Still a good short in that resistance. Would be better if this lag line would hook over for us and go through that thing. And it probably will. Why will it probably go through that? Because a child could jump that little creek right there. That's the thinnest cloud ever, right? So it's going to have no problem going zip right through that. Thin. All right, ESS. I'm just going through them one by one, and this is just how you get better at stuff. All right, what do you see here on ESS? Do you see good, bad? What do you see? Good, valid uptrend. Doesn't look bad at all. You're slamming down into the cloud. You got a couple little bicycles here on the parabolic. The lagging line is above the cloud. Looks good. You just have to confirm with the hourly or the 10-minute. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look great. Looks pretty solid. RE. Okay. And take a look at RE. RE looks good. Okay. RE is in. Let me just double check the trend. I'll make sure. Oh yeah, I like that. That looks good. Is that? I mean, that's just pretty right there. That's a pretty little chart. Nice solid uptrend, slapped into the cloud, jumps off of it like a nice little fluffy pillow full of down feathers. You can see that it's crossing back above. It went below for a little bit, but the what do we do here? We did a little kiss, back up. It's probably going to go higher. You've got parabolic SAR supporting it. The lagging line's going, come on, man, let's give it a good college try. Probably going to go to about 135. Not a bad little look. MON, Monsanto. Monsanto is in the cloud. It's a mess. I wouldn't touch it. It does not scream greatness. It screams, I'm confused. Anytime you see a flat line and then either flat on the top or flat on the bottom, it means just leave it alone. Kimberly Clark, KMB. Kimberly Clark is all right, what is this? Test time. Test time. What is this right here? What do you see? Do you see good things or bad things? Do you see poisonous snake coiled up, ready to kill you? That's what I see. I see a hook too. I see, test me. Possible long, possible short. It's yeah. You're looking, you might. It looks like it wants to eat you. Maybe it's mixed, right? It's not clear. You have a straight line here. You have a straight line here. That's bad. Flat. You have it broke through the cross section, broke through the cloud, and then it slammed into resistance and overhead. The lagging line it's not touching the cloud. It's not hooking. It's just like, you want to play ball? Because I don't know your name. So that's one where you should just recognize that it does not look like the stuff that you are looking for. Okay? BUD, which is an imported beer here in America called Budweiser. What does Budweiser look like to you? Good little solid uptrend. The price action's crossed the cloud. We're going to have some overhead resistance here. If you can get the lagging line, to close below, then it'll start going lower. So it looks like a good short if you can get confirmation from the lagging line and a parabolic ICR. Yep, need the lagging line to cross. So you guys are pros. This is easy. VNO. Okay. VNO, good trade. All right, so check this out. VNO, the price action went below the cloud, and then the lagging line went below the cloud, and we had more than 3 candles, so that's official. Now, it rallied, and it's bumping its head into the cloud. That's a good short position. Good short position. Yeah, also an ambush, too. Good God, y'all are awesome. Also an ambush from the top to the bottom. It's also an ambush trade. How does this work on bonds? 5 or 10 minute intraday? 10 minute works good. 5 minute works good. 1 minute works good too on bonds, Richard. Even with the lagging line where it's at. Because what's going to happen is if you want to wait, you can, right? For the lagging line to cross back through. Because what should happen is the price action should go above the cloud before the lagging line does. Right? Okay, so who's it? LL. Got a request for LL here. So LL looks like a good long. I like that. Lumber liquidators. All right, so that's pretty much it. Any questions? So here's what I want to do. If you guys want to be listed on, this is great. Got to go, but thank you. I'll be in the chat tomorrow. Cool. So remember your 2 bonuses. 2 bonuses is live trading room tomorrow from 9:30 to 11:30, and then also on Thursday 9:30 to 11:30 trading room. Okay, and we'll be doing Q&A too, because we'll have a members only webinar Q&A on Wednesday, so I'll include that bonus for you guys too. So you guys will have 3 bonuses. Live trading room from 9:30 to 11:30 tomorrow. Q&A webinar from probably 2 to 3 tomorrow, and then live trading from Thursday from 9:30 to 11:30. June said that, yeah. So if you want to be listed on, because I'm going to turn this into a CD and sell it as a educational series, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. I'd love to have some testimonials from you guys. If you send them to thankshubert@gmail.com, and I'm sending this email to everybody right now, send to all, and I'll post it up. I would love to have your feedback on the course. If you like it, if you hated it, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good information. Send them. I don't monitor that other than just for good old-fashioned testimonials and feedback. Wednesday is not a bonus. That is standard. Well, for people that are in this course, it's a bonus. For members, that's standard, yes. If you are an HSIC member, that is standard, yes. But if there are quite a few people in here that are not members of HSIC, so I'm going to give it to them as bonus. Now, if you are not a member of HSIC, what you can do is we are going to do in the process this month, and we're going to start it next week. We are going to start designing up this indicator, and I'm going to draw out through you, and we're going to start doing that as early probably as this week, but I know we're officially going to launch it next week as the starting of the session. We're going to design together a trade where you look for the low, you look back 8 ticks, 12 ticks, and 16 ticks. Or you look for a high and you look for an 8 tick, a 12 tick, or a 16 tick reversal. And this is one of the trades that I did, and I'm going to develop up a bond retracement indicator where 8, 12, and 16 ticks. And I'm going to develop it up for TradeStation, eSignal, and TOS at first. More to come later. I'm going to have the membership, the community, the trading community, help me design it up. And as a member of HSIC, you get it for free. Okay? And I'll probably sell the indicator anywhere from $197 to $497, and it'll be a really good kick butt. I almost said ass on video there, and I just said it anyway. It's going to be a little kick butt indicator on bonds. It's going to be like the bond trading breakout indicator, but it's just going to take the hard work out of doing the retracement work for you. Okay, here's a trade that I did using the exact same strategy in this trade where I shorted it here. I used a 5-tick stop loss, and then I had an open target of 32 ticks, which netted me $1,000 as it went out, and that's what you're going to be getting as part of your membership for this month. So this will be your first free indicator. If you're not a member of the inner circle, I think you can go, I think this is wrong. I know that's wrong. You would have to go to this. You'd have to go to hubertcenters.com/go. Will the indicator be available for everyone who took this course? No, it's a bonus for anybody that's a member of Hubert Center's Inner Circle. So it's not a bonus for this course. It's a bonus for anybody that's a Hubert Center's Inner Circle member, so HSIC. If you're not a member, you can join, and you could do 30 days for $97. You get daily trading videos. You get trade alerts. You get a live trading room. You get a weekly Q&A webinar, which is on Wednesday. You get member discounts. And like I said, we're going to be building a new free indicator this month, which is going to be worth more than your membership, right? I mean, it'll pay for years of membership, just one good trade in that thing. And plus, if you bought it, it would cost you at least 3 months of membership. Membership is $97, and you can go to hubertcenters.com/go. hubertcenters.com/go. And I don't want to sell you too much, so I'll leave this up here. Any questions that you have? I'm pretty much done with the presentation. Will it be available this month? It takes longer than that to... Here's what it'll work like. If you're not a member, and if you join today, I want to tell you, I want to be completely transparent with you. It's probably going to take 6 to 8 weeks to develop it up perfectly, because we have to first do the webinar where we go, all right, what's the rules of the indicator? What do we want it to do? What do we don't want it to do? Which is sometimes just as important as what we don't want it to do, okay? And or what we don't want it to do is just as important what we do want it to do. It'll probably take 6 to 8 weeks to develop that indicator. Once we start from the beginning to completion and testing and all that stuff, and then I'm going to give you guys all access, because you guys are going to help me beta test it before I launch it on the entire world. So you would probably have to be a member of HSIC for 2 months in order to get that indicator, because it'll take us a little over 30 days to develop it up. Indicators just take a little while, and it's just communication back with the programmers and then sitting down and making the rules. But if we get it done for quicker, you can have it quicker, but it'll probably take us, I would say, 6, maybe 8 weeks at the most. Please review the order in which the Ichimoku should occur. The Ichimoku occurs in this fashion. It occurs, the signals, it goes like this. It goes, let me do, give me a one here. The cloud will change colors first, Okay. The moving averages, the turning line and the standard line will move lower or higher. The price action will cross the cloud, right? The price action will cross the cloud, and then the lagging line will cross the cloud. So if you go AAPL. So if you look at this, so on Apple, you've got a blue cloud. You have the lagging, or you had the turning line and the standard line started to turn. The price action went above the cloud, and now you're waiting for the lagging line to go above the cloud. So if you look back here, here's a perfect example. So you've got the color of the cloud went from blue to red. You had these two hook right here, across each other, crisscross. Then you had the price action go lower, below the cloud, and then you had the lagging line go below the cloud. All right. The last signal is the strongest and is going to make you the most money. This is Noble. It is the straight up. What's that? What did Chuck say? Oh, you're talking about the indicator. Yeah. So if you're interested, I mean, you probably have to invest 2 months in HSIC, but you'll get a free indicator that I'm going to sell for more than I'm going to charge you for a month's access. And you're probably going to have to invest 2 months. But look, you're going to get some good trades and good education in the Hubert Center's Inner Circle. So I'd love to have you. Hubert, did you make changes to the colors in the TradeStation IC chart? Mine are exactly backwards to yours, and TradeStation said you changed your. I didn't change anything. I don't think I changed anything. Here, I'll format it for you so you can see. Here are my inputs. So they're right there for you to see. I don't think I changed them. And TradeStation said you changed them. Mine shows blue down, orange up. That sounds like TradeStation. Accuse me of something so I can't defend myself. Awesome. Thanks. Good stuff as always. This is no bull. Straight up. Thank you. Did you send the link for the trading room? Do you send the link? All right. So we won't send the link. What it is it's in the members area. So if you go to the members area under dashboard or live trading room, you'll see a link to register for tomorrow's live trading room. Oh, okay. Hold on. My bad. Jared corrected me. He's totally correct. We will put it on the resource area. We'll put it on the resource area of the Ichimoku course so that you can register for it there. Yes. So we'll put it on the resource area. He'll have the link for 9:30 to 11:30, the Q&A, and then Thursday too, all three of them. There is no change from the screen to what my Ichimoku looks like in TradeStation. There you go. What are the white dots? What are the white dots where? These little squares right here?
Oh, that's because you formatted that.
That's just because, it's just because I clicked on that indicator. Like if I click off of it, watch, they're gone. That just means it's selected. With Ichimoku, would you add to a position as progressive signals are hit? Yes, Mark, that makes total sense to add to a winning position. Hubert, my TradeStation is the same chart colors that you use. Awesome, Isidore, thank you. Magic. I have same setup as you do, and I do not make changes. Very nice. What is Orbs? Orbs is a open range breakout system. Let me see here. Take a look at Citibank. Citibank is a good long, and the 60-minute doesn't agree, but the 10 does. But Citibank looks pretty good. Looks like it's going to come down here and tag the cloud at 48. But yeah, Orbs is a really cool way to, it'll give you a predefined trading plan every day without you thinking about it. So if you've got Google pegged as going higher, then it'll tell you when Google hits this green line, it just says buy it there. And then it says use this stop of 887 when you buy it at 891. Then it goes target 1 is 895 and target 2 is 899. So it does a lot of the hard work for you. Now, if you want to not take it up a notch, you could do a parabolic SAR on that one and see how it would treat you. You just have to use the dots here, and you could say, and you could tighten it up a little bit, and that you can make it just a tad bit better for yourself. How do we get it? It's not for sale yet, but we're going to be launching it in less than the next 2 to 4 weeks. And anybody that's a member gets a discount. Internally. All right, any questions? I'm going to hit the stop